This video is seriously an important one to watch because right now the Bitcoin price is potentially starting to break down out of this huge pattern. And this price pattern in the Bitcoin chart gives us some brand new price targets that I'll be covering in this video. And I've seriously got a lot to show you in this video. I've also got these other charts just here, as you can see, and some other price targets and important levels to pay attention to, along with some important moving averages to pay attention to. I'll also be covering the Bitcoin order books and the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index in this video as well. So definitely make sure you're watching this entire video all the way to the end so that you're not missing out on any of this important information, because we are seriously in a decisive moment right now. And if that sounds good to you, just before we jump into it, make sure to leave a like on the video down below. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so that you're not missing out on any of these future videos. I post these updates every single day here on the channel, and it only takes a couple seconds out of your day to click like and subscribe down below, and it costs you nothing, and you're going to be getting this valuable content every day. So I don't see why not. But anyway, with all of that out of the way, let's get straight to what this video is about. So starting off here on the Bitcoin US dollar chart on the 4-hour time frame, and just quickly recapping my recent videos on this channel. First of all, around 4 days ago now, I was letting you guys know that we are due for some bearish price action, and we did actually have one more push to the upside. So at that stage just there was a lot of people telling me that I'm going to be wrong. We're going to continue heading higher and higher. And at that stage just there, I still let you guys know that for as long as we're below 51,000, we aren't too bullish just yet. So at that stage just there, once again, I said that we still need to consider the bearish scenario. And then the following day, which is around 2 days ago from now, I'll let you guys know about this diamond top formation, which is a trend reversal pattern. So once again, we were in a short-term uptrend, as you can see, and I'll let you guys know about this trend reversal coming soon. And then we entered into a new downtrend. Right now, we are actually running into an important level of support in the immediate short term, because this was previous resistance on the Bitcoin chart. And of course, I've been talking about this level for a while now, so this is nothing new for the subscribers out there. We were actually expecting support along this level. And of course, this level is coming in just below 47,000 US dollars. By the way, that is the technical price target for this diamond top pattern. So now the official price target for this diamond top pattern has been met with this recent dip to the downside. But keep in mind that on the 4-hour charts, the RSI is still in a downtrend. The MACD is still in a downtrend. So we aren't really seeing any major signs of a bottom just yet. I want to make sure you guys know that, because even if we're running into short-term support, just like the $48,000 level, that can be broken. And by the way, just here, I've got that rising wedge pattern that I covered quite a few days ago on the channel. And I'll let you guys know that I would potentially enter a short position right there. And of course, for those of you that did follow me on that, right now the technical price target has been met. As you can see, we've reached the bottom of the wedge at around 46,500 US dollars is where that price target was coming in at. So now that that pattern has fully played out, getting rid of that pattern and actually zooming out a little bit on the daily time frame, as you can see just here, Bitcoin has obviously been in a strong uptrend for quite a while now, pretty much an entire month. Ever since that low at around 29,000, we've been in a very strong uptrend in the Bitcoin price once again. But this is potentially the first sign of the Bitcoin price breaking that major daily uptrend. Now, right now on the daily time frame, this is not confirmed. I want to make that clear. On the 4-hour time frame, we have actually seen a candle close below this important support level. So if you're looking at the 4-hour chart, yes, we have already started to break below this important support. But once again, because this is a daily uptrend and because this is visible on the daily time frame, we really need to see a daily candle close below this support level. So the support level that I'm talking about here is coming in at around 47,000, give or take. So pretty much if we see this daily candle close on the chart, which by the way, the daily candle closes in around half a day from now, so roughly around 10 to 11 hours to be more precise. So basically, if this confirms a break to the downside below that 47K level, then once again, we could be in for some more bearish price action in the short term, which by the way, I'll be using that as a buying opportunity to hold for the longer term, because obviously it's better to buy in at a lower price than it is at a higher price. And once again, I'll let you guys know yesterday that I am stopping with my dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, because as I've previously said on this channel, I'm pretty much always dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, except for just yesterday. Once again, I let you guys know that I am stopping my purchases in Bitcoin just in the short term, just while we're seeing this bearish price action once again, and then I will resume my dollar cost averaging at these lower price levels. And just before I cover this really important Bitcoin pattern that is playing out right now, and also my next Bitcoin price targets moving forward, I'll just quickly mention, for those of you that don't already know, the World Series of Trading has less than 2 days to go before it actually begins. For the new viewers on the channel, this is a once a year trading competition, and this year it's got a maximum total prize pool of $6 million US for the teams and another $1.5 million US if you're going solo. And in the first link in the description down below, you'll actually find a link to this exact page where you'll see all of this information and my official team in the World Series of Trading. So right now we've got 39 members in our team. So thanks to all 39 of you that have joined so far. And by the way, just by being a member in our team, if our team places well in this competition, you can get a share in that multi-million-dollar prize pool just by being a member in our team. And also just for joining our team, right now there's actually a new $3,650 bonus that actually ends on the 4th of September. So you've got until the 4th of September if you want a free $3,650 bonus once again. And I also want to make it clear that this is only really for those of you that have some experience in these markets, and especially for those of you that are trading Bitcoin and Ethereum anyway. This is really not for the complete beginners out there because, of course, trading comes with its own risks. But once again, if you want to check it out anyway, you'll find a link in the description down below. It'll be the first link in the description that will take you to this exact page just here where you can join my team if you want to. All right, now covering this important Bitcoin pattern right now. Of course, this is a massive rising wedge pattern on the Bitcoin chart. This is on the 4-hour time frame, by the way, but this is also visible on the daily time frame. And as I've previously mentioned quite a lot on the channel, a rising wedge pattern is technically a bearish pattern. So it's simply more likely to break to the downside than it is to break to the upside. And once again, because this is a pattern that is visible on the daily time frame, we need to see a daily candle close below this support to help confirm the break to the downside. So right now, this is not confirmed just yet. Of course, if you're looking on the 4-hour time frame, then yes, we've already broken to the downside and we are potentially in the retest phase, because that is also another method of confirmation that I look for on the chart. Once again, if we break to the downside, we need to come back up and actually retest the previous support line that is now turned into resistance. And if we get a rejection from that line just there, which is, by the way, coming in at around $47,500 approximately, then yeah, once again, a rejection from that level would actually help confirm the break to the downside. But we really need to see that daily candle close once again as well. And on top of all of that, if we could see a spike or a surge in volume, that would be great, because while the price is on this really low volume, right now we're not on really low volume, but when we're on lower volume, it is actually easier to manipulate the price of Bitcoin. So keep that in mind as well. So that's really one of the main reasons why we need to either see a spike in volume or a surge in volume as we're breaking this level, because that spike or surge in volume basically backs up the move to the downside. And same if we're breaking a resistance level to the upside. Once again, if the volume picks up, that actually backs up that move. So of course, I've covered the important level just here that we need to pay attention to for the break to the downside. And right now, the resistance is of course coming in at around $51,000. That is still one of the major points of resistance for Bitcoin that I have actually been mentioning for quite a while now on the channel. In fact, quite a few weeks. So there's really two scenarios here. Basically, if the Bitcoin price can get back above $47,500, that would be great. And we really need to do that within the next 10 hours or so for this to actually stop the break to the downside. But if we continue this break to the downside, what are some price targets to pay attention to? What are some areas of support that I am looking for? First of all, we have a huge area of support right here. That is coming in at around $44,000 approximately. And that's really because of two major reasons on the Bitcoin chart. So first of all, we have previously found massive support at that range just there. This is even more visible on the 4-hour time frame. As you can see, we've seen huge bounces right here along $44,000. And also this moving average just here, this green line, is the 21-week moving average. This is coming in at just below 44,000. And this has already provided support for the Bitcoin price. And by the way, zooming all the way out and taking a look at the 2017 bull cycle all the way back here, as you can see, during that bull market, the Bitcoin price used that exact 21-week simple moving average as huge support along the entire way up pretty much. And then it was the moment that we started really breaking back below that level that we actually confirmed the next major bear market for Bitcoin. So keep that in mind as well. Right now, we are obviously above this level. And also, by the way, the last time that we really saw a major break above this level, and then we came back down and retested that level, not just once there, but also a few months later, we came back down and retested this level just here, as you can see. That was just last year in 2020. So first of all, we broke back above it really in the beginning of May 2020, and then we came back down, saw a retest in around the middle of May 2020, and then we just pretty much much went somewhat sideways for the next few months. And then we saw a few more retests of that exact moving average in around September, October 2020. And it was then that we finally confirmed that level as major support, and the price continued to explode to the upside over the next many months, as you can see. So right now, the fact that we've already seen a couple bounces along this level, this is great news for Bitcoin on the bigger timeframes, on the grand scheme of things. And so of course, if we can hold that 21-week moving average, that would be great. That would still keep Bitcoin in a bullish position on the daily time frame, talking about the bigger trend just here. Once again, that's coming in at around 44,000. So that is really the level to hold, because if we actually break below the 21-week moving average, let's just take a look at the last time that happened. It was not pretty for the Bitcoin price. We actually really saw a major crash to the downside, and this has happened time and time again. As you can see all the way back here, we were using the 21-week moving average as support in the first 1 to 2 months of 2020, and then the moment we broke below that exact moving average, the price crashed to the downside. Now keep in mind, that was also to do with the pandemic hitting at that time period just there in March 2020, because obviously the stock market was capitulating, everything was crashing to the downside, so we can't exactly use that as a perfect example. So let's go back a little bit further. During September 2019, we broke below that exact moving average, and the second we did that, we crashed to the downside, and this also provided huge resistance moving forward over the next few months. Once again, we saw quite a lot of bearish price action while we were below that moving average. So once again, this is really an important level that I am watching right now. So even if we do see this break to the downside out of this rising wedge pattern, for as long as we're still holding above 44K, we're still looking all right on the daily time frame. I would still be expecting some more bullish price action over the next few weeks and months, once again, if we can hold that level. But seriously, if we break below that level, then I would actually be targeting the technical price target for this rising wedge pattern. And the technical price target for a rising wedge is simply the bottom of the wedge. So that was the previous low just here, coming in at around 38,000 US dollars. So seriously, that is obviously quite a drop for Bitcoin. From the current price to the 21-week moving average, that is only around a 7% drop. So that's not too crazy. But down towards the technical price target for this rising wedge pattern from the current price, that is nearly a 20% drop to the downside. So of course, that's nothing that we haven't seen before. For example, this crash that we saw during May, that was pretty much a 50% crash, and we still recovered after that. So for the long-term holders out there, none of this should really matter. In fact, as far as my long-term strategy, because of course I've got my long-term strategy and my short-term strategy, but yeah, looking at my long-term strategy, I would only be using that as a buying opportunity to accumulate some more Bitcoin for the longer term. And of course, I'll let you guys know exactly when I will be buying on this YouTube channel and on my Twitter as I'm doing it. But things aren't all doom and gloom. If we can actually get above 51K, that is when things really start looking much more bullish again for Bitcoin. And I've actually mentioned that multiple times on the channel really over the past few weeks, because once again, looking at the Bitcoin daily time frame, bringing out the Fibonacci retracement tool just here, as you can see, we have the golden pocket, the 61.8% Fibonacci level, which is one of the most important Fibonacci levels, coming in at almost exactly 51,000, just above 51,000 US dollars. So we really need to start breaking above around 51 to 52K to really flip much more bullish again over the next few weeks and months. And now also taking a look at some other price targets and areas of support that I would be paying attention to. If we do end up confirming this break to the downside with this daily candle close, then bringing out the Fibonacci retracement tool just here, as you can see, we have the golden pocket, the 61.8% Fibonacci level, coming in at that low just there at around 37,500 US dollars. So once again, that is a very important level that I would be paying attention to for Bitcoin. But other than that level just there, and other than the $44,000 level, another level that I would also be paying attention to right now for Bitcoin is the 38.2% Fibonacci level. That is coming in at around 42,500 US dollars, because as you can see just here, we previously found huge resistance along this exact level. And of course, previous resistance flips into new support when the price breaks above that level. So once again, that's coming in at around 42,500 US dollars. So those three main areas, around 44,000, around 42,500, and around 38,000 approximately, those three main areas are areas that I am using to actually take profits on my current short position, and also areas that I will be using to dollar cost average back into Bitcoin to hold that Bitcoin for the longer term. Of course, that is just my Bitcoin strategy right now. It isn't financial advice or anything, and always do your own research, but I'm just always transparent on this channel with what I'm actually doing and my strategy. Now, just taking a quick look at the Bitcoin order books across these exchanges, as you can see just here, we have some major support coming in at around 46,000 US dollars approximately, according to the buy orders just here. And then we also have a lot of sell orders coming in at around 48,000. So those are really the main increases in the order books just here. Once again, the buy orders ramp up at around 46,000 and the sell orders ramp up at around 48,000. So those levels can also provide a bit of support and resistance. Of course, the buy buy orders providing support to the downside and the sell orders providing resistance for the Bitcoin price to the upside. But yeah, getting into the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, what's really interesting is the fact that the Bitcoin price has dropped to the downside recently over the past few days, but the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index has actually increased today from where it was yesterday and from where it was even last week. So this goes to show that there's still a lot of people in the market that are expecting some extremely bullish price action. And of course, it is still possible that we see some bullish price action. Nothing is impossible. But the fact that this Fear and Greed Index is sitting in the greed signal, this just tells us that we are due for some bearish price action. It tells us that it would be very healthy for the Bitcoin price to experience some bearish price action, or even just a sideways consolidation, just a time period in the market to actually shake out some of the weaker hands and bring these greed levels down to the more neutral areas. And this can be used for the exact opposite thing. As you can see, just last month, we were sitting in fear, and that is when the Bitcoin price was bottoming out. Because of course, when the majority of people out there are fearful for the Bitcoin price, that is usually when the Bitcoin price is about to bottom out and head to the upside. And right now, as far as this indicator goes, the majority of people are still pretty greedy, which shows that we are still due for some bearish price action. And a lot of the information that was included in this video, I gave you guys hours ago over on my Twitter in the form of these updates. As you can see just here, I constantly give you these updates throughout the day over on my Twitter. So if you want to stay up to date at all times in these crypto markets, definitely check out my Twitter. The link to my Twitter is in the description down below. But that's just about everything I have to say for this video. I'll let you guys know some brand new Bitcoin patterns that are playing out. I also let you guys know some important levels of resistance, some important levels of support, and my price targets and my Bitcoin strategy. So if you got something valuable out of this video, be sure to leave a like on the video down below. And if you're new to the channel, you might as well subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this one every single day. And also, considering that we could be about to enter a nice opportunity in the crypto markets, there's never been a better time to share these videos around with your friends, get your friends educated on the topic, and in the long term, that's really going to help everyone out, because of course, in the long term, historically speaking, crypto and Bitcoin in particular have performed amazingly over the last decade, for example. So there's also never been a better time to stay active in these markets, even if the markets might look a little bit bearish in the short term. Of course, in this time period just here, a lot of people were getting really bored. A lot of people were getting really afraid for crypto and Bitcoin in particular, but I was reassuring a lot of you that Bitcoin is going to see some more bullish price action in the coming weeks. Of course, that's what we saw just here. So seriously, if we do play out a little bit more bearish price action in the short term, it is simply just in the short term, and we will get through it together. But anyway, that's really everything I have to say for this video. Once again, I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.